Okay guys, this is going to be our last section that we learn in Chapter 8, and this is writing linear equations. This is Chapter 8.7. Okay, here is a couple key concepts to remember. Go ahead and get these in your notes and replay me when you're ready for the explanation. Okay, so a big thing to remember is your slope-intercept form. And your slope-intercept form is in the form of y equals mx plus b. Your m is your slope. So your slope is m and your y-intercept is b. You must have both slope and y-intercept in order to write in slope-intercept form. So we have to have an m and we have to have a b in order to write in slope-intercept form. If it's not given to us, we have to find it. So first of all, we'll start off pretty easy. I'm going to give you both slope and y-intercept. So first of all, I want us to write down y equals mx plus b. Remember, in order to write your slope-intercept form, we need an m and we need a b. Okay, so first of all, let's read our problem. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. Slope is 4. Well, slope, remember, is m. So our slope is 4. Our y-intercept is -8, and y-intercept is b. So we're going to put it right here. And now from here, our m and our b, we're going to plug right into our equation, m and b. So we're going to have y equals 4x minus 8. And that's it. You try this one and replay me when you're ready for the answer. So we have our equation, y equals mx plus b, m equals 0, b equals 5. And we plug in here, we get y equals 0x plus 5. Oh, well, 0x is, remember, 0. 0 times anything is 0. So those actually cancel, and we are y equals 5. And that is a linear equation, remember? Okay, now we're also given a graph, and we want to write in slope-intercept form for the line graphed. Now, what two things do we need in order to write a slope-intercept form? Well, we need an m, and we need a b. And if it's not given to us, well, we have to find it. Okay, so first of all, we know how to find our slope. We find a point on the graph, and we go rise over run. So we're rising 1, 2, 3, down 3, which is -3, and we're running to the right 1. So our slope is -3 over 1, which is just -3. And our y-intercept, our b, is where it crosses the y-axis. Remember, those mathematicians are super crafty, and they're wherever the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So where is that? At +1. So we have our m and our b, and from here we can write y equals -3x plus 1. Okay, guys, and I want you to try this one from a graph. I want you to do the best you can and play me when you're ready for the answer. So first of all, we need our m, we need our b, and we find our m to be, let's say, this point here and this point here. So we rise -2, and we ran -1, and -2 over -1 is a +2. Our y-intercept, where it crosses that y-axis, is at 1, 2, 3. And our equation is at y equals 2x plus 3. Not too bad, so hopefully we're staying with us. You guys are staying with me. Here it gets a little bit more challenging. Okay, now I'm not given a graph, I'm not given my slope, and I'm not given my intercept. However, we are given plenty of material in order to solve it. So I'm actually given a line passing through 2 points. Now we learned how to find the slope with 2 points. Remember this, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember that? Well, we're going to use this in order to find our slope. So we have m equals y2, which is 1, minus y1, which is 5. x2, which is 2, minus x1 is 2. If you're having trouble, remember this, go back to your 8.4 video, I think, and that'll teach you how to do slope. So this is m equals negative 4 over 4, m equals negative 1. Okay, well, cool. We've got our slope. However, I'm still missing my second piece of information, my b. Well, I know that I have this equation, y equals mx plus b. Well, folks, I've got a y, I've got an m, and I've got an x, and I'm looking for this b. Well, you say, well, where's my x and y? Well, here I've got an xy here, and I've got an xy here. And actually, it does not matter which one you choose, as long as you just choose one point. So you don't want to choose the x from here and the y from here. You know, you want to choose one xy coordinate. It really doesn't matter which one you choose. I'll use this one since it doesn't have any negatives in it. And so we just plug in. This is your x, this is your y. So our y is 1 equals, we just found our slope to be negative 1. Our x is 2. And we're trying to find our b. So we have 1 equals negative 2 plus b, add 2. And our b is 3. So our slope-intercept form is y equals negative x, or negative 1x, plus 3. Okay, so we've got to do a little bit of background work before we can get to our m and our b. All right, I'd like you to try this one. Go for it, give it the best shot you can, and when you're ready for the explanation, go ahead and replay me. Okay, so first we need our m, we need our b, we find our slope, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. M equals y2 is negative 1 minus 3 over 4 minus plus 4, which is negative 4 over 8. M equals negative 1/2. Okay, and then this kind of depends on the one that you chose. So I'm going to choose this second one again. And let's see, we get negative 1 equals negative 1/2 times 4 plus b. We get negative 2 plus b equals negative 1. Add 2, and we get 1 equals b. Okay, so if you did this point, you would get the same b as I did. And we write our equation as y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. Okay, so then finally, here we go with a table of values. Okay, so now this one I think is the most challenging of them all. So first of all, you want to think about what we need in order to write a linear equation. Well, we need an m, and we need a b. Okay, well, how do we find our slope? There's only one way that we know how to find slope, well, besides a graph. But we find it by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, now from here, from this table, we have several different values to choose from. Now this is where it's going to be really important, where you keep yourself consistent. Okay, so I'm going to choose maybe this pair as my x1, y1, and possibly this pair as my x2, y2. You honestly could choose any of these pairs as long as you keep yourself consistent. So here we go. I'm going to plug in y2 minus y1, which is negative 2 minus 6, over x2 minus x1. 5 minus a negative 5 becomes a plus 5. And we get negative 8 over 10, which is just simply negative 4/5. So our slope here is negative 4 over 5. And then finally, to find our b, it's going to be very similar to how we just did. We're going to choose a point. Does not matter which point you choose, but it must be an x and a y. And we're going to plug that into our y equals mx plus b, using our slope we just found and a point on this table. So let's choose, How about 6 and negative 5, or negative 5 and 6, that first pair up there? So we'll plug in 6 here equals m, which is negative 4/5 x, which is negative 5. And we're going to solve for b. So negative 4/5 times negative 5 is positive 4 plus b equals 6. Subtract 4 from both sides, and b equals 2. Okay, and then from here, we're going to write our equation. Y equals negative 4/5 x plus 2. And your turn. I'd like you to give this one your best shot. It is a little bit more challenging, I think, than the rest, so make sure you're giving this one your all, and replay me when you're ready for the answer. Okay, so this one could vary a little bit with the work, but we'll always get the same answer. So we have m equals and b equals. Now your x1, y1, and your x2, y2 could be different, but this is going to be my x1, y1. This one's going to be my x2, y2. Okay, so I'm going to plug in here negative 7, for this is m, negative 7 minus a negative 3, which becomes plus 3, over negative 1 minus 0. And then we say m equals negative 4 over negative 1, which is simply just 4. Okay, and then I'm going to choose this point right here to be my x and y. Honestly, you could choose any one you want. You could choose this 1, 1, this 2, 5, 0, negative 3, whatever your heart desires. So we have y equals mx plus b. We plug in our y, which is negative 7, equals m, we just found out to be 4, times the negative 1, which is our x, and we're finding b. So negative 7 equals negative 4 plus b. Add 4 to both sides, and we have a negative 7 plus 4 is a negative 3 equals b. And so from here, we're going to write our equation, y equals 4x minus 3. Hopefully you got that one correct. And finally, here are our practice problems. And I'd like you to give them your best shot. And we'll go over them as soon as we see each other next. Good luck.